Hey, how y'all doing? Greetings, salutations. I'm Big Brother. So I'm gonna wait for a couple of minutes. I sent out all the imbos to see what we get coming in here. I picked a topic today that I think's important. I've already started messing around with it. Uh, it just makes sense to me. The big thing in our lifetimes thus far, outside of a incredibly funny mugshot, is AI, the use of AI. AI, the doom and gloom of everything around us. It's not. It's not gonna be. Everybody always screams doom and gloom when they don't understand things. Technology is neither our friend nor our hindrance. It's the people that use them that are that. It's not the technology, but the technology gets blamed because without it, it wouldn't have happened. And no, it would have happened eventually. They just would have found some other way of doing it. That's all. Um, so AI, what can you expect? How can AI possibly help the run-of-the-mill eBayer or Poshmarker or Macari or whatever online sales that you use? Uh, First of all, let me explain how AI would be used in this business format. And it is business, and AI fits perfectly in with business. Uh, that's pretty good with the medical industry, too. Uh, so, AI currently is being used to target people, target them what they like. This demographics sells product A 30% of the time, product B 32.5% of the time, and AI has the capacity to make it 1,000 different targets and give you analytics just like that. Uh, can even predict um, where that future target is going to make the next purchase. These kind of tools have been around for a long time. They're picking up your life data, your personal info, all that stuff. Every time you use the phone, every time you walk into Walmart, every time you use a transaction on your card, uh, you know, your data is being used, is being scraped off. I do a lot of my shopping at Myers or Kroger's, and they send me coupons for stuff that I haven't purchased yet, but they know it's stuff that I'm going to purchase because it keeps track every time you use that card on what you've purchased and what you're likely going to purchase. And it also has, personal information in there too, and that gets sent off. And that's their excuse for making money. They sell that to other companies, which is a load of crap, but whatever. Um, so it's this big tool to use for your company, for your personal company, for your business to make it better. Let's say you have most of the people I know don't have more than 1,000 people, more than 1,000 things in their account. But let's just say somebody with 1,000 things in their account, and they want to employ AI. What would they use that AI to do for them? Well, I would I would say, okay, what category sells the most? Maybe I want to narrow in on that. Using AI or simple analytics, you can find out what category does the most. Maybe it's the one category that you purchase the most is the right answer, but maybe not. Maybe you bought 400 things in collectibles and 400 things in some other category, and you want to know uh, which one did the best. Or collectibles is a pretty broad category. Maybe you bought everything and it fits into that category, and you want to figure out what in that category, what subcategories have done the best. And this is where AI can help you, because a lot of us look at math and go, you know, and this is what AI does. It makes us dumber. It does all the work for us. Statistics isn't good enough, apparently. So, you know, uh, I'm going to use it. I don't have a lot of things in my store. You guys can go look. My it's out there. I'm not lying about anything that I post about my store. I have currently 78. I might be lying about that. 78, 77, 76, something like that. Things listed. Of course, I've sold a few things overnight, but uh, I don't have a lot. So how is it going to be useful for me? Well, it can take all my past purchases and combine that with what little I have now. Let's say it can go back 90 days. There are apps that you can get for your eBay that goes back 90 days. I think it's on there. You can go back a year. What was that one site? Flipper Tools. Flipper Tools used to do that for you, but they shut that site down. Watch Count. Watch Count was another one. I don't know if Watch Count is still around, but it stopped working a while back. Let's see. You pick up the AI and you use it over the past 3 months. I've purchased, let's say, 5,000 things, listed 2/3 of it. So I got 3,500 up. Have sold so much over the course of the past 3 months. What has sold the most? It'll break that stuff down. It'll keep track for it. It'll keep a logging track for future things. You don't have to worry about keeping track on a spreadsheet. AI is going to help out with taxes too, I'm sure. Um, it does everything for you. That's the ultimate goal of a computer, to do everything that a human can do, so the humans don't have to do anything. Sad state of affairs, but it's true. Yeah. So with the advent of AI, I've already started messing around with it. My computer is about 6 years old. It stopped taking Windows 11. It has never taken a Windows 11 update. Stopped taking Windows 10 updates probably about 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. It can't do anymore. I need a new one, honestly. But it's still good enough. It still runs programs and stuff like that, as long as they aren't too complicated. And I've already downloaded an AI program, a very simple one, just to play around with it, just to see what it was like, to try and understand what it is I would be talking about, because it's nice to know what you're talking about. And I still don't. A lot of it's conjecture, but I've read. I hate reading, but I've read a lot about AI. Not to fear it, and stuff like that. There's a couple of channels that I watch about AI. This one's got this guy where he does the AI does sports stuff to try and do better than what humans can do. I've seen the AI model try and do bowling and playing pool. I think that was it. I think I started watching one. I didn't finish it. Anyway, you know, he types in the parameters. Like you have to type in some things like uh, the ball. Let's say for bowling, the ball has to go down straight. If it rolls in the gutters, it goes outside the gutters, then it doesn't count. So the AI has to learn what it's doing to get the ball down there. You don't say, and all you have to do is say is the ball goes that direction. You just let it go, and after a while, it'll start making go all the way down the line, all the way down the lane, and hitting pins. 50% of them were strikes, and it did it fairly quickly, according to this person. Um, Now, of course, it was bowling weird. Uh, didn't say that it had to have human form when you rolled it. It just said these are the parameters. Ball's got to go that way. It can't go in the gutter. It can't go outside the gutter either way. It's got to go down there and hit some pins. And that's all the AI knows. And it's got this human stick figure there, or it's got a stick figure there. And it shows the AI trying to do things. It falters a lot because it has to figure out how to stand upright. For one, it doesn't know that. How to get it down the lane. Uh, hmm. It, it it's a thing. Um, I'm gonna look around for AI that I can add into my computer. Hopefully, I can find one that isn't too labor intensive, and see if it can. I'm just gonna have it start keeping track of sales, and then as it keeps track of sales, it can keep the data saying, "Hey, this particular thing you've sold the most of. Maybe it's just what I have access to, honestly, but this is the one thing that you've sold the most of, and this is what we're going to do." Uh, yeah, so that's kind of where I am with AI. I think it can definitely help your business. I think it'll help your business a lot if you let it. Don't get discouraged by it. It's just technology. Calculators were a problem at one time, I'm sure. Or hell, I was around when they were introducing computers. I was in high school when they were introducing computers because they were still teaching typing back then. Um, so yeah, okay. Hmm. Whew, so I hope everybody's doing pretty good out there. I hope all their sales are up. How you doing there, Roman? Just me and you today, Roman. Um, Sitting here talking about AI and how I'm going to try and use it in my online sales. I think it could be a good tool for resellers to use AI. Huh. Okay. I'm not going to stop you. Knock yourself out. I was going to hit you up to be on the program, but I saw your 4-hour live yesterday, so I didn't know. It was funny. I was talking to my sister yesterday. She occasionally watches these lives. She knows I do it. And she was talking about some of the guest hosts because I knew I wasn't going to have a guest host yesterday. And I was scrambling around looking for people, and she started talking about some of the people I had, and your name come up, and she goes, "Oh, that guy that doesn't shut up." I said, "No, he's pretty cool, you know. You got a reputation for her." Internet's still messed up, huh? I tell you, man, it's that Cleveland internet. If your internet was as good as your football team, you'd actually be doing things. Woo, Thursday night. Well, I don't remember any bad weather. Ohio must have been blessed with it all because I don't remember any. Hello, garbage monster. How you doing? Hope you're still keeping up those $250 sales. Hello, Nicole. Glad to see you. Mm-hmm. 5 minutes from my place, huh? Well, you scared it away there, Roman. Well, I know you said your internet's all messed up, but you know you're always more than welcome to come in and sit with me, Roman. Anytime. All you have to do is ask. You have a seat, always. Okay, well, you know, even after it gets fixed, you know, and you got a spot open anytime. Well, anyway, so my thought today was how I was going to use I'm going to start using AI in my online sales. I don't have a whole lot of stuff for sale in my eBay store. I'm actually at the I'm winding down my career. Not really a career. I'm winding down my career on online sales. There's maybe 2 or 3 years out from just shutting it down altogether. Uh, my my disabilities are getting the better of me. I can't do a lot of things anymore, and it has to do with walking, which is a primary thing when you have to do this. You know. Anyway, I'm gonna have AI start helping me out. It's gonna go back through everything. Uh, there are apps out there that can recover the last 2 to 3 years of your sales. If those things are still out there, I'll have to find them. I'll dig. I'll find them. And then I'm going to find a simple AI program that's going to help me analyze everything I've sold, when it's sold. With that, it might be able to determine out why it's sold. Like something for the summer sells during the summer because it's, I don't know, like an ice pack. You're more likely to sell ice packs in the summer, right? You know, something to that degree. Temperature related. Maybe it'll, because it's car related. Maybe there was a big recall and it'll say there was a recall on this certain part, so these parts sold more. It's going to take all that and let me know what sells the best, what price it sells the best at, where it sells the best at, all of these things. And then I use that to my advantage to sell. Maybe it'll increase my sales by only 0.1%. Maybe it'll do it by 50%. It's really hard to say. Florida is about to have its first hurricane of the season. Yeah, you guys have hurricanes all the time down there. I mean, it's like the Midwest having tornadoes. Yeah, they're bad and they kill people, but you know, you kind of used to them. You know, it's just That's what I live with. That's just the thing. I can't see having to deal with that year after year with a hurricane, which is substantially worse than a tornado, although they say it's not. Whatever. Hurricane day off. Haha. Here's a tip. Move off the coast. Oh. I guess. There. Oh yeah, I almost forgot how to do that. So sales up. I'm not good at this talky thing without somebody to bounce off of. I don't know if a hurricane is a good excuse to have for a day off. Well, I mean, it's an obvious reason to have the day off, but I don't think wishing for a hurricane is a good thing. I can wish for a hurricane all I want, and I'll never see one. Somebody got onto the subject of hurricanes on the news, and they're talking about hurricanes never happening in Indiana. But they say that hurricanes can be generated off the lakes, and it has happened before. And that's just doesn't seem right. Well, there's a hurricane in Illinois. What? Oh, that's funny. Well, give you time to put up all your wooden shutters and such, right? Okay, so you guys that live near the coast, do you have wooden stuff ready to go? I mean, I've seen on the news where people just up there pulling them out of the garage and putting them up and zip, 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 zip. I mean, what is that like? I can't even imagine. Tornado is not something you get prepared for. You just go hide. Yeah. Yeah. Imagine plywood's got a pretty good market down there, huh? They're always building things. Yep. And my head never stops. Always thinking about business. I could sell plywood down there, I'm pretty sure. It's pretty competitive and the prices are low. Maybe it's a good place to buy. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. So hurricane season runs from what to what? Because some climate scientists added a couple months to it. It said it happens earlier and lasts longer. I figured it was all year round, honestly. Generators and water. Yeah, water is, yep. I'd say if you're a young person, start stocking up on bottled water now. I think it's going to be a viable commodity, and I'm not even joking about that. Chris said something about work. So you guys put up with it so much you don't even know. You just kind of, meh, feels like hurricane weather. Yeah, well, you know. I swear. Yeah, it's been hot this year. And the temperatures are just going to go up. I'm going to be, I'm in that camp of climate, is changing, period. It just is what it is. It's not coming, it's here. So, but that's where I fall in that mess. I don't deny it. But I'm not going to be around long enough to worry about it. My poor niece is. So, yeah, maybe AI can teach us how to break hurricanes, bust them, other than dropping a nuke on them, because whoever decided to do that was a moron. Yeah, yeah, it'll work maybe. So I'm about ready to do a giveaway on this cat if she doesn't leave me alone. Wow, this is weird. Not having somebody next to me. I feel so lonely. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. This is a learning experience. This is gonna be one boring ass talk show. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Sit here and show you eBay things, but who cares? I mean, it's what I do. I was doing it this morning. I'm taking a break, doing this now. And when I decide to end this, then I'm going to go ahead and list all those drafts I have and add 40 more things to my eBay store. Sales were as sales always are. I started off the week with 85 things. I'm down to 78 this week. My average sale item is about 30 bucks, so I do okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I actually hit him up, and he tried to get on, but they're doing some work to his house, so and I thought about putting 80 pie on, but I really don't want 80 pie on, honestly. Um, he's a good guy to hang around with and stuff, but I don't. He's a little more crude and vulgar than I care to be. Yep. I'm not the only one that's having problems with that. That seems to be a common thing going on. Of course, it's always been a common thing. People proving they can hack a system that corporation says unhackable. Ha ha ha. Hmm. Lemons, huh? So I've been looking around for an easy AI program. By analyzing data on consumer behavior and purchase patterns, businesses can forecast demand more accurately and optimize their inventory, which is pretty much what I want to go after. Wouldn't you like to go out there and just buy things that people are going to buy? I mean, after a while, I've been doing this over 10 years, and I got a pretty good grasp on what people are going to sell, which is why when I have less than 100 things listing, I'm still selling 20 things a week. People, oh, how you do that? Or, oh, it's a load of crap or whatever. Yeah, go look at my store. I'm not lying. After a while, you just learn. Say, well, I've sold this 2 or 3 times for $40. I think I'll buy it again. It's kind of a duh thing. And that's what experience gets you. How did you know? I did it a couple times. So, everybody has a different way to source. So I think the biggest thing is learning where to source, taking that item that you have. How do I explain this? Roman, you go to the bins all the time. So the things that you find in the bins, I know it's various different things, but you come across a lot of electronics. So let's stick with electronics for now. You can use that AI to categorize each and every thing that you've sold, electronic thing that you've sold. And let's say over the past 5 years, you can bring that up and say, hey, this is a killer seller. This is a good seller. Hey, this one sells in these months only. Is that something you're going to remember, that this one item only sells, say, between July and October? These are things I'd like to know. And the AI is going to let you know these things. So, yeah. So I think AI is going to be a good thing. And if it all goes south, well, then maybe I can figure out how to rule the world. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, and you can't always count on the people at the garage sales to have items that you want to buy. And it's the same with anywhere else that I source. I don't think it would be any different than the people that go to the bins or the Goodwill outlets or the bulk buy stores like that. I don't, it's a tool for keeping track of what you've sold, what sells great, when it sells, how much it sells for. Does all these things that people are currently doing with spreadsheets and whatnot, and it predicts the future. And it says, hey, this is a curving trend. Maybe it's a trend you don't see. Maybe it's predicting a trend up. Are you going to follow that? Yeah, you should, because the computer is smarter at predicting things than you are. It's not necessarily smarter, but it's good at predicting things. Yep. The one thing I look for at garage sales all the time is decks of cards. Do people sell those so cheap? If you pay more than $1 for a deck of cards at a yard sale, you're paying too much. But I've sold decks of cards for $20 and $30 on a regular basis. But I know what I'm looking at. I've educated myself in them deeply, thoroughly. I know more about cards than anybody really wants to know about them. So there you go. And I still got that one deck. I keep saying that, I'm going to sell it. I'm going to sell it. I'll probably never sell the damn thing. I've been wanting to do a series on how to sell cards, what to look for and stuff like that, but I think it would take 3 videos, and I know people don't have the stomach to watch anything more than 5 minutes long. So it'd have to be 20 videos, 5 minutes each. Oh yeah, I'm missing a church sale today. Whoops. Oh well. Inventory is not one thing I'm in need of. Yeah. A UFC PSA 10 card. I'm not sure what that is. I know what UFC is. I mean, the PSA 10. What is that? I don't have access to TV here, so I don't watch. I don't watch. I'll watch the highlights on YouTube. Oh, graded card. Oh, PSA. I get it. Okay. I suppose that's a person that can knock somebody out. I've seen some pretty heavy hits lately. I got one. I dropped him like a bad transmission. Dropped him like a bad habit. Let's see. Drunk buying is the best. Yeah. Yeah. All I've learned from drunk buying is you wake up the next day and you hope you didn't spend more than what you had in your account so you can pay your bills. Yeah. I agree, Nicole. I agree completely. Found some more Sarah Coventry jewelry. Just what I need. Oh. I'm enjoying doing my auctions on eBay. It's the best way to go. I got all these precious moments over here that nobody wants to give me a nickel for. I just throw them up there for $1 and hope like hell half of them sell. I don't care if they sell for $1. That's awesome. That means I've doubled my money if they sell for $1. So, but I got about 60 more of them to sell. So we'll see. Drunk anything is bad with dating. Generally, I think being drunk is bad anyway. It's just sometimes you don't know how to stop. Yeah, I'm sure there's a story in there, Nicole, or two. Front sourcing. Yeah, that's funny. Sourcing for females on Tinder. Doesn't sound right, does it? Damn it, Garbage Monster, you got me all nostalgic and stuff. I'm going to show them off one more time. Deck of cards from 1908. Made sometime between 1908 and 1913. That's all I can narrow it down to. But it's intact. Inside is another deck. It has a story, and I know the story. There's what the ace looks like. Is that not badass? Intricate as hell. And the Joker. So, and this was a deck made with one Joker. Yes, they were made with one Joker. Few and far between. I've got one of them. And this deck is so rare, there's only 2 others known to exist on the planet. Now, there's probably others, and they're probably sitting in somebody's desk drawer, but there's only 2 others known to exist right now in other people's collection. And the people over on Facebook, because I'm a member of a couple of the card things over there, they told me, for the better lack of terms, it's priceless. But if I was going to put a price of them, it'd be about $250. So, and I keep saying I'm going to sell them, but I've owned them for about 5 years now. So, yeah, that's how that goes. Those old cards are worth money. Certain ones are worth. What's the oldest thing that I own that I currently have? Oh, crap. Presidential election button from Lincoln's era. And it's not a repop. It's the real deal. It's just a flat piece. It's not a button like you would think it's a button. It's just a flat piece of this with a pin. They're actually quite. They're not rare. You know, it's not something you're going to see at a yard sale. I got mine at an auction. But yeah. Scotty Cameron's. Let's see. I bet I have things that are even older than that, but I'd have to think about it. I've got doll parts laying around. I'm sure from the 1800s. No sweat. When I say I sell dolls, I meant I sold the old dolls, not Barbie. I'm talking way older than Barbie. But the money's in the old dolls. So. Yeah, no, at Gettysburg, nope. I sold those all those artifacts that I got from the French Indian War. So that was, right after our nation became a nation, while it was still forming itself. So I sold a lot of those, and while learning about where these items came from, and they came from a dig site, Fort something. Oh, I can't remember all the details now, but a lot of the stuff came from an area where you're allowed to dig. but now in there is a museum and artifact museum. You know, you can see all this stuff, and nobody's allowed to dig there anymore, which increased the value of those items. I wound up selling them dirt cheap for like $100, but you know, they went to Backroad Bitter Chuck might still have them. I don't know. Hello, Angela. How are you doing? Woo-hoo. Well, the oldest thing I own. See, I'm the guy that likes the old stuff. Vintage is a new term for me. Is a young term for me. I like antique and beyond. So, yeah, cleaning shoes and bags. Gold tooth. Oldest thing I own. Wow. I tell you what, I'll get back with you next week on that. I'll try and locate the oldest thing I own because, you know, I'm sitting here looking right in front of me and I can see three things within my view that are from the 1900s. And I don't mean any time in the 1900s, I mean 1900 to 1910. And they're right here. So that's just normal to me, though. So, hmm. So yep. I don't know. Since nobody cares about AI, tell you what about what is the oldest thing that you guys own? Let me try it this way. What is the oldest thing that you own with your intent to sell? Let me try that. Because these cards are pretty old, like I said, 19 they're probably 1908. But I have no plans of selling them. They're mine and not yours. So I don't know. Yep. Yeah, it's it's become normal for me to feed on to be that person that feeds on the bad things that happen to other people. It's just kind of normal being in the reselling world. Somebody dies, anything that that person had their hands in doing, the price automatically goes up. Or if like in Hawaii, there's going to be towns that aren't going to make it back. Uh, so if you've got a postcard or any kind of ephemera that came from that town that's no longer going to exist, then it's going to be worth more money. So becoming the person that makes money off of other people's misfortunes is just part of the job description. So yeah, I see a lot of those stereoscopic things. I see a lot of the cards. The viewers they go from anywhere from $5 to maybe 20 if they're really ornate at auction. That's what they go for. Whew. Cargo trunks. Certain cargo trunks sell well. And I've known other people to sell vintage clothing. It's not something that appeals to me, but clothing in general does not appeal to me. I don't know. Hats. Hats are pretty cool. I sell hats. Or like the old handmade purses that you would see the flapper girls wearing, the girls from the 20s, you know. So they're bold hats. That look is a very hot look, and it sells very, very, very well. So yeah, stuff from the 1920s. As a matter of fact, flapper girl is keywords sometimes. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, yeah. Books ephemera are going to be the one things that are going to last the longest. It doesn't seem like they'd last the longest, but they're the things that aren't messed with the most. I mean, you know, you take it, you throw it in a drawer, and there it's preserved until somebody else takes it out again. Source very random. I learned 2 weekends ago that I can no longer do private pics. That kind of sucks. Could have made out like a bandit at the last person I went over to, but I'm just, like I said, my physical capabilities have killed it. So I can't climb up and down the stairway of an old 1920s house because the stairways are only about this wide and that tall. So those are hard for me to get up and down, especially when there's no banister railing. Yes, please subscribe to Angela's channel and check out her video. That's perfectly blessed, by the way. And Roman is throwing them down there. Thank you very much, Roman. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, I know there's not a lot of people around, but I usually get about 10 more views for the end of the night. So if you guys want some people to come check out your thing, throw it down there. Knock yourself out. Please do. Get it out there. The name of my YouTube channel is Big Bro Auctions. By the name, that's the name of my eBay store. And my YouTube channel, and this and that and the other. First video. Well, I'll definitely have to go check it out now. Open link in new tab. There, you got another subscriber. um, yeah, everybody go subscribe to her. Help her bump her up. For sure, for sure. Roman, did you finally get over your 700? You should be over 700 by now. If YouTube didn't take them away. I like how I'll go up like 15 one week and then I'll come down 26 the next. Like, holy cow, that's a lot of people. I don't think YouTube knows what it's doing. Cool, cool, cool. 701. Yeah, I got on one of my other accounts and subbed. Put you at 700, but it didn't show up because, well, that's how it works. So what am I going to do this week? I'm going to list. Going to list like crazy. I currently have 78. I just looked 78. My goal is to have within 2 weeks. I'm going to set it high. My goal would be 150 total. Keep in mind, I've already got 20 on draft. And I'm probably going to do another 20 on draft. And those are going to count because it's a lot of work. It's not really work, but you know, it's tedious. You got to sit here. Item specifics is the dumbest damn thing, I swear. But you know, they started that a long, long time ago. They stole it from Etsy. Didn't work for Etsy. I don't know why eBay thought it'd work for them. Yeah, Nicole, you got to make your video. Maybe you can get pictures of the earthquake. Yeah, they're always changing them. I'm trying to think of what they could be doing with item specifics in the shoes other than, you know, if it's the same thing that they've been doing for a while with new shoes. These things are made in China, so add a size to make sure they fit. But here's an idea. How about putting the actual size down? That's just too much for them, apparently. Yeah. The angles suck. Stay. No. No. Pardon me, guys. No. No. Get out of there. Get. Oh God. Oh. Yep. No cat to be found now. She knows she's a bad cat. Oh Christ. Well, 65 precious moments just went all over the floor. Awesome. And my G.I. Joes, real American hero. These from the 80s. These are vintage. Vintage, big deal. Yeah, these guys are white. They don't sell. Pick up the black ones. The black ones sell. Because I sell those almost. Get out of here. I sell those almost immediately. These the white guys, they don't sell that great. It's been that way with dolls since I've been selling dolls for 10 years. The African American dolls do better, period. Because they didn't make them enough. They didn't make enough of them. Yep. Bad Kitty's right. Leaving her butt prints all over my postal scale. Oh. Listing glass items right now. Ceramic, my favorite stuff there is. I used to sell that stuff so much. It's good steady money makers, you know, if you're selling them for like between 15 or, yeah, but between 5 and 20 bucks. I don't sell anything for 5 bucks anymore. But. Damn cat. I love my cat, but damn cat. Oh, yeah, okay. Upper material. I wonder if that's because of all the waterproof shoes and shit coming in now. Sold vinyl record today. Yeah, 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 yeah. I wouldn't even begin to know where to get them other than through eBay or some kind of boxing shop, you know. That's not something you can run over to Walmart and pick up, right? I think I would have a hard time shipping an album, just using flat cardboard. There's no way. I'd have to have the right box so it would have the right packing because I wouldn't want it breaking. And God damn cat. Cat for sale. Oh, look, a canceled order. Yay! Tell you what, my canceled orders have increased. At least they bothered to message me to cancel. You know, a lot of times they just don't pay. Cannot believe my cat. Oh, freaking cat. Hmm. Some of these are Santa Clausy. I don't know. Made in Thailand, 1994. It's vintage. Oh, who cares? Fireball Flippers, how are you? Hope you're having a good day. Hey, while you're here, Fireball Flippers, what is the oldest thing that you own that you don't intend to sell? And a house or a car does not count. Talking about things. Thank you very much, Roman. I'll spit them out there. Yeah, a lot of these are Christmas. I better get those listed, I guess, huh? Yeah, get your Christmas shit out there now, guys. Come on. Should already be out there. Yes, please, everybody go check them out. I'm not going to tell anybody to subscribe to another channel, but please check out their videos when they do come out. And if it's what you like, to cloth. But how old is the cloth? Talking like 1800s, 1850s, 60s, something like that, maybe. When people say cloth, I usually automatically go right into the 1800s. Okay, well, Please, everybody go check out. Everybody go check out Big Bro Auctions. I heard this guy's pretty good. He knows a lot of shit. He thinks he knows a lot of shit anyway. What in the heck? Trash. It's not very old. I don't have any old things. Wow, why not? Oh, I've shown a lot of things from the 1800s. Pocket watch, huh? Have you opened it up and looked for the silver marks or maybe a railroad marking? Oh, a clock. Okay. I've sold plenty of clocks. As a matter of fact, I got a few sitting here. And I've sold everything. Who am I kidding? If you think of it, I've sold it. Oh, gonna have to kill the cat. Oh my god, it's everywhere. Describe the clock. Is it like this kind of clock? This is a Big Ben, by the way, West clocks. Is it a miniature grandfather type clock? Oh. Journey, have you never been to a museum? That sounds like a thing. Well, that is actually probably older than 1901 then. So it stands to reason if you were to show me that piece without even, this is an identical clock. Oh, great. I started that thing ticking. Oh, yeah, I've seen those. Not from 1901, though. Yeah, made in Japan, not that one, not 1901. Huh. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Open link. Oh. Yeah, it's that big bro guy. I'm sitting here opening my own link. Why am I doing that? I'm so awesome, I'm going to go subscribe to myself. Fireball flipper link here. There it is. There's a whatnot too, huh? How does that whatnot work out for you there, Fireball? Yeah, okay, that's just too much stuff. Oh yeah. So you mostly clothes, or do you sell whatever you come across? Looking at your thumbnails from your videos here, I see clothes. Hmm. I'll go check out your videos for sure, for sure. You got another sub. According to Perfectly Blessed here, you're going to have a new shoe parameter to fill out. Hey, it doesn't matter if what you sell is not really my thing. I'm here to support anybody that needs the support because I know what it's like to not have many viewers like currently. So, give support where support is due. That's all. I found really nice clothing, and I don't know. I'm a guy. I don't worry about clothing, right? I grab the shirt, smells good, clean, all the guy tropes. That's me. Hey, your shoes don't match. Oh, they both fit my feet. Stuff like that. Only worry about stuff when you're going out to a club or taking somebody out. Then you worry about what you wear. Okay. Hmm. I wonder if AI could tell me what the number one selling thing at yard sales was this year. I bet it could. I wonder if it can predict what's going to be. I mean, I can predict what's going to be at yard sales 20 years from now, whatever is currently on the market right now that's not retro. As soon as it hits that 20-year mark, people think, oh my God, it's vintage. Hey. Still think there needs to be a term for vintage. Should be like from 20 to 50, and then from 51 to 100 should be something else, and then from 101 out should be antique. We're missing a something there in between. I can't even think of anything right offhand what to call it. So, yep, that's what I got. I don't know. Doing a one person show is not easy. I'm a guy that likes to talk a lot, but I'm more of a teacher than I am a person that just likes to ramble. Um, I can sit here and talk to myself for hours on end, but if I want to sit here and talk to other people, I'm not that good at it. If it's a small group of people, I can do it. I'm your dungeon master. You guys start off in a tavern. Elderly. Hmm. Eh, I have great knowledge in certain things, not in all things. Just like you, Roman, you've got great knowledge and some things, but not all things. If I got a computer question I need answered, I'll ask you because I sure the hell don't know. Artifacts? Maybe that should be what an antique is because that sounds more closer to the truth. Oh, I'm just having a co-host. If there's anybody here that wants to jump in for, I'm on for another hour. Maybe. If you want to jump in and give it a go, you are more than welcome. Fireball, Nicole, and you, Nicole, I know how you are. You're like Journey. You two can go hide out in a corner somewhere. I think Garbage Monster's the same way. Garbage raid earlier knocked me out. I heard Roman was doing his live yesterday, and he calls them money piles. I've always called them unlisted inventory because that's what they are. They're not death piles because I get around to listing them. My entire house is a death pile, so whatever. Yeah, I know about Roman. That he's lurking in the shadows, yeah. What else we got in here? Well, I guess I'll list this stuff since it's already on the floor near my feet. Yeah. There was actually me going through somebody's trash. They were moving. Really? Well, that's silly. Why don't you just park closer to the stuff? Wow. If only my ancestors could see me, they would be proud. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Bobby. I understand that most people don't drive in New York just because it looks like what I've seen on TV, not really anywhere to drive. EBC conversion. I laugh so hard. Yep. I'll have to get that stuff later, I guess. Bus stop figurine. Well, so a needle pulling thread. Do you guys live with animals that get on your nerves? That tear your shit up, knock stuff over, and don't care. Mm. Oh yeah, decks of cards. Yeah. Here's decks of cards with a card holder. Yeah. My God. Cards. Here they are. I think I'm going to be sending these to Roman for him to make money on because I don't feel like listing them anymore. It's all for you, man. I rescue birds. I have 3 starlings. Oh, starlings. They talk, huh? Is it like, hey, they talk, or, when I'm not around, they talk? That kind of talk? How to flirt with the ladies from the thrift stores, huh? Hey, Garbage Monster, if you're still there, did you know there's a difference in size between poker cards and normal playing cards, which are actually bridge cards? The difference is a 1/4 inch. Yeah, see, hmm. Yeah, I'd have to think about that journey. Because I'd say, this brand with this. I'd have to sit down and think about it. Like I said, I'd like to put a video series together about buying and selling cards, not about the history and all that other stuff. You can look that up on your own. But in my experience, what has done great and what hasn't, because this deck of cards, just a regular deck of cards, but it was made by a company to promote themselves, which is something card that publishing companies do. I know things. It took me a while to get my thoughts together because that's a job in on itself. It make me okay, Nicole. It's time to get your house checked for carbon monoxide poisoning. Mozart had a starling that would sing to his. Okay, the things you learn in a day. You play with me, there may be a few bent corners on your cards. On my cards, you won't be able to tell what's painted in on the back and what's not. Play with me. Yeah, yeah. Just don't find much ephemera around here. People either keep it or toss it. Yeah, 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 yeah. But ephemera is a pretty broad market, Playing cards are covered under them, and almost everything made of paper is, because that's what ephemera is. Books used to be covered under that, but it's not now. Uh, the only thing that wasn't for the longest time was the sports cards and stuff, and they're still not, even though they are ephemeral. If I'm going to do a private pick on somebody's house and they're going to let me pick one room to start with, I'm going to start with the den. The computer room, the den, the playroom, whatever they want to call it. That spare room that is used as a catch-all usually, or where people put their computer and stuff, whatever. That's where I'm going to start. You get the vintage pens and pencils out of there. And I've done extremely well with pens and pencils. I've shown everybody, you know, I sell pens for $10 a pop, even if they work or they don't. Certain ones, like the Blockbuster pen that I found. Right, it didn't have ink. It was just barely vintage, and I sold it almost immediately for $20. I think it was 20. It was 15 or 20. So yeah, that stuff would have been thrown away. Stuff that you find in the den. The paperwork, the notepads, vintage notepads sell well. The little gizmos that they came out with in the 40s and the 50s, like this thing here, it holds pens and pencils, and it came with a matching gizmo, which I have over here, and this is Lyndon B. Johnson time, so right after JFK. Ah, kicking up spiders. Yeah, you know, so all the pads of paper, they're still worth money, you know, not a lot, but something. And I don't even mess with computers, but that's usually where there's decks of cards laying around, and the old board games, you know, the stuff that every reseller knows about. So that's where I go. So all that stuff, that's why I go to the den first. That's where all the ephemera in the house is kept, more than likely. That's where the filings are going to be. That's where old correspondence are going to be. Stuff for the family is kept there. I mean, yeah, you can't keep the pictures and stuff. Maybe you can if they're old enough. But I've sold letters from a brother and a sister that were from the 30s. I sold. It's on my sold list. You know, I'm not sure what I got out of that either. Maybe it was only $1. I don't know, but it sold. All those things would have been thrown away. Make no mistake. It's, you know, notepad, pick it up, man, it's junk. Who cares? Pens, pencils, throw them away, man. Junk. They don't care. People throw away that stuff all the time. You just got to be quick enough to pick it up. And going through people's stuff when they're thrown away, when you find that person moving, you've hit pay dirt. Definitely. Like I have my yard sale twice a year. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have one this weekend. I won't be able to film it, but I'm going to do it this weekend and throw some of my mom's stuff in there because she wants to get rid of stuff. So, and that's how I do my purge once or twice a year, and I'll make about $300 like I do every year. It's better than taking this stuff to Goodwill. I don't take anything to Goodwill. I refuse to take things to Goodwill. Take it to Salvation Army. is they give to the battered wives. They also give to disabled American veterans, and that there is two good enough reasons for me. So, and that's where all my stuff goes, which honestly isn't a lot. Because if they were to pick up a bag full of pens and pencils, well, this isn't pens and pencils, but if they were to pick up a bag full of pens and pencils, then they probably just throw them away. They know the power of pens and pencils, but they don't keep them unless they're the high dollar like LeBlanc things. I'm not going to get my hands on a LeBlanc unless I drive 20 miles north of here and go up to the rich white people's neighborhood up there. The neighborhood where Jarrett used to live, Subway Jarrett. Everybody remember that pedo? Yeah, he used to live here. Let's see. What cards sell the best? Congress cards. Congress, I would definitely have to say Congress. Anything from the before the war. There is this deck of cards out there that it's called the military deck, and it's Vietnam era, and you can read about this deck, but it's there's only been 8 decks discovered so far. Supposedly there's 23 decks made. I figure the others are just destroyed. I doubt it, but if you rip the cards apart, they're battle plans, escape routes from prisoner of war camps, things like that, and they put these into the cards, into the it's called the Aces deck, maybe, but every card was an Ace of Spades, and the thing goes is that Charlie Viet Cong, they were afraid of the Ace of Spades because it's bad luck to them. So that's why you see them wearing the Ace of Spades on their helmets and stuff. It's complete and total fabrication. But it was generated so that these certain decks of cards could get into Vietnam and, not taken, their secret not found out. But yeah, it's one of the ways that they helped out our service people get out of prisoner of war camps and such. There you go. If you find one of those decks, it's a 6-figure deck easily. Easily. So, and it looks like a regular deck of cards from what would have been the 70s. Good luck. Regular bicycle cards. So, what did you learn, Nicole? Class. Here, while Nicole's typing in, let me tell you something else. This I learned just the other day. I have the record. We were talking about old things. I've got some 1800 stuff laying around. It's the tube cylinders that go into the old record players. They're called recorders. They got the great big horn on them. You've seen pictures of the old record players, right? You crank them up. The term put a sock in it came from those. There was no way to, there's no volume switch. So the only way to turn them down was to stuff cloth in there, socks. So put a sock in it. That's where that came from. That was neat about playing cards. The military and oh, about that. Yeah, yeah. You can actually look that up. I mean, and find out the real details. I mean, I have my synoptic version, But yeah, that's a thing. And finding a deck of cards from the 70s is fairly easy to do, I'd say. But it is for me. I'm in Indiana. It's what you do. When I was a kid, the very first thing I learned how to do was play cards, like at the age of 6 and 7, because there wasn't anything else to do. Crazy Eights was the card game too, and I still play it to this day. Of course, my niece thinks it's so boring. It's just cards. Doesn't have all the flash and the grab or the little Japanese anime thing that goes tickle tickle tickle. If they had that, it'd be wonderful. Going through the back room. The back room is where I store all the stuff that I have from my childhood that I still have intact. I've got an original Pokemon. It's a big card. It says "Gotta catch 'em all," and it says 1998 on it. So it is the original Pokemon. Yeah, I think there was only 100. Originally, there was only 141 you could catch. I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure. But I know there wasn't as many as there is now. And I found it back there, and it's in great shape. And should I sell it? Because I really don't want it anymore. I got it from a girl, so and it's something I can live without right now. So some poker and gin cooked from day one. Yeah, I know a lot of different gin games. There weren't video games when I was a child, so and I grew up on a. I'll just say, yeah, I did a lot of growing up on the farm. So it was don't bug grandma while she's busy taking care of the men out in the field. I had to figure out other things. So solitaire was definitely one of the very first things I learned how to do too. And I still have the game book that my father gives me that has a bunch of solitaire games in it. The title of the book is called A Gamut of Games, GAMUT, which means a bunch of. I looked it up. The book's worth some money. Awesome. Not worth a lot. It's typical book price, $20. It seems to be the median price for almost every book. It's like $12.99 to $20.99. I wonder if COVID tests are ever going to be a thing that people sell. Since you got to pay for them now. I wonder if you can tell the difference between a free version and the paid version. My brain goes to weird places. Look around your house right now and see what you have that is reasonably new, and then think to yourself, is it going to be worth anything in, say, 20 years when it hits that vintage age? I'm not sure because I look around the house and actually I employ most of the stuff that I have found, for. Where's my cup? There it is. So, I've got this cup. It's 1950s Starburst, and I could sell it's a set of 4. They're in immaculate condition, but I use them because I like them. So, I probably should sell them. I probably had them for 3 or 4 years, you know, and it's about that time for me to let them go. I'll go out and buy another set of glasses that are really funky, or probably something from the 50s or 60s, because I seem to like that period. That's when I was a kid. That's where I relate to. 70s, not really 60s. You know, 4 and 5, you don't relate to much. But, you know, 70s definitely. You know, I remember the bell bottoms. I remember the frickin' corduroy pants. I remember the oh the collars that are out to your shoulders, you know. I remember those things. I remember plain pocket jeans, for crying out loud. I remember big wheels being the thing. I had a big wheel. I think I had a knockoff big wheel, but I had a big wheel. You know, those things that, because of our social media, we can we, we gift everybody, you know, these memes, and they'll say, you know, check out this old hmm, check out this old commercial, and like I got today from Chuck, you know, it was a big wheel commercial, and you know, it's like cool. It takes me back to a time when I didn't have to pay bills, basically. You know, a time that we'd all like to go back. I'm not so sure I want to go back to those times, but if I were to die tomorrow, I'd be okay with it. I'm not looking forward to it, but you know, I've done a lot of things on this earth. I've done a lot of things other people haven't done, and maybe they're thankful for that. But you know, I'm happy. I've had a good life. I know what being rich is like for at least 3 years out of my entire life. So, uh, yeah, yeah, I'm good. I just want somebody to take care of my cat. Or like I said, I'm not going. She's going before I am. Uh, a new subscriber that looks oddly Russian. Okay. Yeah. You know, Garbage Monster, if you're still here. I remember being on Chuck and Nate's channel, and you commented, I want to play what, Modern War with you or whatever. I'm sure it was an FPS game. I'm not really into those kind of games because I suck at them. I suck so bad at them. I really do. I might as well go out there. Shoot me. Okay. But if you got something that's from the top down and you want to talk tactics and strategy, I'm your man. Yeah, big wheels were awesome. I remember being able to fit on a big wheel. Call of Duty. Uh, what was the first FPS, do you think? Would that have been Wolfenstein, maybe? Man, I remember playing that. Hmm. It had to be before home video games. I'm having a hard time thinking that home computers were in the house before the home video games were. I think the video games were. I'm not sure. Uh, I didn't have, yeah, I grew up poor, so I don't know. Wolfenstein, I bet, was the first one. Or Doom, whichever one came first. We'll see what the internet says. First FPS game. According to Wikipedia, who's about 50% right. Yep. Yep. Wolfenstein 3D. Yep. And then Doom. Yep. Huh. And they talk about Half-Life in here. I've never played Half-Life, so I wouldn't know. Wheel. I'm running out of steam and I'm running out of things to say. Yeah. I remember playing Wolfenstein, shooting Nazis. I thought it was dumb then. Just not my thing. Well, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and bug out. It's pretty close to time anyway. I appreciate everybody that showed up. Appreciate everybody that dropped their links and said something, whatever. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And every week at 4 o'clock, do me a favor and get it out there if you can. And next week, probably have Mr. Nutter back. If not, we'll get Roman in here. So I won't be sitting here going, most of the time. Anyway, everybody stay profitable and ta-ta for now. Love y'all.